Do you guys have a third gen Toyota 4Runner or a first generation Toyota Tacoma and your steering wheel turns to the left or to the right when you brake, and you know you got good brakes, you know you got good alignment? It is possibly your lower control arms. I replaced both my lower control arms with OEM Toyota lower control arms. I did not go the route of pressing out the bushings and pressing in the new bushings because your old lower control arms could possibly be bent. So my recommendation, as well as the people from the alignment shop's recommendation, was to get the whole setup of your lower control arms with the bushings pressed in already. I always recommend going to Toyota and getting your OEM parts. See this? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly why my Toyota 4Runner, as I braked, was pulling to one side or the other, because when I pressed the brake, pressure was put onto the lower control arm, which also turned my wheel. Look at this one's moving too. It's just a slight bit, it's ripped, but that right there is so dangerous. So dangerous. Just look at, not great at all. The other control arm, there's some ripped stuff going on, but it wasn't too bad. But replacing both of them, not just the one, because if one's going out, possibility your other one's right behind it. And you're also going to want to get new cam bolt adjustment, the whole assembly, not just the bolt, not just the sleeve. Look at that. If you guys can see that little bend in that, yeah, you can see it. These ones are still good. These are the old, but I got the whole assembly, okay, with the bolt, the cam adjusting washer, as well as the new cam adjusting sleeves. You're going to want to get those as well from your Toyota dealership. Don't go cheap, and don't get cheap ones. The reason why not to get cheap ones is because they're going to fuck up, man. If you get the cheap shit, they're going to seize, and you're just going to be spending more money buying the OEM bolts, even though they are way more expensive than the cheap ones you're going to find. But wait, you know how much more expensive it is to do this job twice? Okay, so my recommendation is to purchase new lower control arms from your Toyota manufacturer, your Toyota dealership. Go there, give them your VIN number and the make and model of your vehicle, and they will get you set up. And you're going to want to get the setup of all four of your cam adjusting bolt adjuster assemblies. That part. Go to your Toyota dealership. Don't get the cheap ones off Amazon or eBay, or especially don't go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Napa. Get them straight from Toyota, folks. And watch your videos online. There's a couple different videos. I will put some links of the videos in the description of the ones I watched to do this job correctly. And just to let you guys know that the driver's side is going to be a bitch to get torqued because of your steering rack being in the way. You're going to have to disassemble the bolts, remove your steering rack bolts to get your steering rack enough play to get it to move around, so you could remove your steering rack bolts from both of these also to get your bolts torqued down when you're finished with the job. Another important and imperative tip is to make sure you torque your control arm bolts when your vehicle is at ride height. Do not torque the bolts when the car is jacked up and your car is at a different height than the ride height. Why do I say that? Because it's going to prematurely wear out your control arm bushings that you just installed and went through all the hassle to get in there. So don't do that, or else you're going to be pressing out some bushings and pressing in some new ones. And that's going to defeat the whole purpose of you replacing your control arms. So once again, like I said previously, you're going to want to order your new lower control arms from your Toyota dealership with the bushings already pressed in, the whole assembly. Order your left and right lower control arms from the Toyota dealership. Also get your 4 control arm bolt assembly, cam bolt adjusting assemblies. You're going to need the bolt, you're going to need the cam bolt adjusting sleeve, as well as your cam adjusting washer. Get all of this stuff from your Toyota dealership. Don't go the cheap route. Torque down those cam adjusting bolts when you finish the job at the ride height, when your vehicle is at ride height. And you're going to have a lot of fun moving around that steering rack to get the bolts in and out from that side next to the steering rack, also as well as getting those bolts torqued. So thank you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. There'll be more videos. And another thing, here's one more tip. If you guys would like to get a torque crescent wrench, if that makes sense, they have them on Amazon. They're pretty expensive. I didn't get one, but if you want to get a big enough adjusting torque wrench / crescent wrench, that will help you to torque those bolts that are in between your steering rack and the control arm bolts. So once again, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in the channel. Hope this helps. This is DROKU. Thank you guys. Peace.